black edge around them. And that really is a good way of dressing off the edge. Now, while that's dry, now I have the real fine pen that I can go back while one is drying and touch that little area up. And I got this little area down here. What I have to do is I have to connect the dots where the lines on the bottom. So what I do, I put a little dot, I kind of wrap that around so I can line these lines up. It's terrible when you look from the back and you see one aileron out this way, one this something. Any line that goes around really needs to be connected at the back or at the front. I'm done with this for hopefully the duration, so I'll mark it and put it in my box with all the little ink line templates, assuming we're going to make another Spitfire, or that you could use this on some other application, on some other plane, scale or semi-scale, or just an ordinary plane. And one of the little details you can always do, you can improvise, is do little details where there's two different colors of ink. Using that little top flight little template, you're able to simulate some Zeus fittings. But it's the multiple thicknesses of lines that really, in my estimation, really make it come to life. Here's another example of some white ink and black ink, one on top of the other. And one of the biggest parts of doing this is just coming up with the ideas. If you can come up with the ideas, and that's where the video is real valuable. Just having the ideas for some of these things is a real big help. Now I also blackened in some of the areas around the canopy because this is real thick. And if I get done with this a little bit early, I want to do a little detailing up there. Last night when I finished early, I kind of laid out this lettering, but again, don't know how long I'm going to work on this. We're in the third day of doing this right now. Finally, both panels. Now the next thing I want to do, I have a little bit of time here tonight. I want to spend a little time just trying to detail out that canopy. Of course, the first thing to do is go look at some of the other canopy detailing riveting jobs. And it's always good to get ideas first before you attack with an ink pen. The trouble with most of this is it really has to be done freehand. There's really no way to lay a ruler here. Just time consuming. The good news is, of course, if you do a set of ink and set of rivets and you're not happy with them, and I'm just filling in the last little half hour of gap of time I have here before the wife gets home, you can always just erase it. Until you put some clear on this, well, even then you probably could sand it off, but by combining the white ink and a with pens, I guess. We're hoping we can get some real nice detailing on this. This is one of those deals where you really have to look at it, I guess, and just estimate. Well, I need to let all the white ink dry. I'll probably let that dry overnight. And then within each dot, what I wind up doing is within each dot, putting a black dot. So I have a white dot with a black dot inside of it. It simulates when it's covered with clear. It's a good simulation of a rivet. Now it's a little bit of an eye strainer trying to get these dots, the black dots within a white dot, but it really leaves a real, what looks to me anyway, like a simulated rivet. And of course there's only 10 million of them on a plane, so. Now today I want to do some more work around the edge here, the cockpit. The first part of this I want to work on is the cockpit. But what I need to do, I need to work, you obviously can't ink sideways, you have to lay the plane up on its side. So I need to make get my little fixture out for hanging the plane on its side. And while I'm doing the side of the cockpit, I may as well do the lettering on this side too. I can do like this group, maybe the rudder. I'm trying to plot this out. And then as another section, the nose section, I probably won't get to finish this in one session. Most people, it takes longer to do the fuselage than the whole rest of the plane, so I'm really allocating a couple of days to doing this. So let me get this set up on a fixture and see what we can get inked up today. Now, a lot of these little details, these are things that you have to do with the plane hanging on its side, especially this is the sliding rail where the canopy would normally open up. And the simulated little rubber moldings around, or whatever you call it, the seal, all the little lines around the cockpit. So all that constitutes something that I need to have the plane laying on its side. And while I have it on its side, again, this is the kind of stuff you want to try to plan out ahead of time. Plan out all the outlining of the letters, possibly whatever detailing is going to be back there, and the detailing on a rudder. So you can kind of, and then what I can do is then as the last thing, work the nose section. I'm going to have to do a lot of inking around that tiger shark mouth. But again, this is just like a layout thing of how to get this, that you can, once the plane is on its side, get everything that you can do from that side in one, hopefully in one session, maybe even get it done today. I have the room, and I don't have the room here to use one of those Byron Barker finishing friends. That's one of the choices you have. So I kind of improvise. I try to get some cushioning or padding or some towels laid on this corner of the table as step one, because I don't want the leading edge of the wing banging into the table. And then I try to get something back here to hold the back end up, and then I can use that almost as a little rotisserie. It seems like an insignificant thing, but this is the most important thing, is when the plane is here, that you can't bump this part here. So being able to improvise something, and I try to do this because I don't have the room for one of those finishing friends. Anytime I've tried to use one, and Byron Barker actually gave me one for free at one of the Nats, and I thank him again. I set it up in a cellar here, and it just bangs into everything. I just don't have the headroom. But this is a good second choice. This will hold a towel in place. And now I can just get my little stanchion for the back here, and I can lay it on its side.